Yeah. Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand.
I'm back again like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming down my roof, leaving. Don't give a I don't care. Did the for my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get him, I got him, I told him it's nothing. In the discussion, for them feelings, I throw all my pain on percussion. It's disgusting. I hear them bragging about that they did, and it do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the soil, but swear that you almost spotted the feast. I've been on go mode, showboat, rowboat, wave ride. Cool shorty, too naughty, pool party, wet for the face ride. Annie up, penny down, hand me down, thrift store, old drip. New money, too funny, old shorty, talk about old. I'm on they now, can't get a pass now. I'm a cash cow, keeping it brash now. It's trash now, I'm a spaz out. I've been killing my lows and living on highs. You see in the sky's the proof. You could just see in my eyes that there is no lies. I cannot disguise the truth. I've been duck dog, getting in my new merch, color duck sauce on the new couch with my Chucks on. Get the on with that hate. I'm big cool on the small chat, cause I know now that I'm all that. Got a hawk guy on the ball cat, get the out of my face.
Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand.
Welcome to Paradigm Shift TV 314. This is your brother DMG the Poet, aka Brother Pianki. And we got a powerful guest with a powerful show ahead. But before we get into our spiel, let me do my usual greeting. Let me say God bless to my Christian brothers and sisters. Let me say Hotep to my Kemetic brothers and sisters. Let me say Islam to my Moorish brothers and sisters. Let me say Assalamu alaikum to my brothers and sisters in the NOI. Let me say peace to my brothers and sisters in the nation of gods and earth, them 5 for sinners. Oh, wow. My bad, family. Let me say what's up to all my atheist brothers and sisters. Let me shout out all my Rasta brothers and sisters. Let me say what's up to all my Abo brothers and sisters. And last but not least, let me say Jumbo to the rest of my brothers and sisters throughout the African diaspora, be it here in the wilderness of the United States or beyond. Y'all know I say that greeting for one reason and one reason only. Is because if you black, I'm with you. And I hope that you're with me. Our different ideologies should not keep us from uniting, and we can have unity without uniformity, and we can disagree without being disrespectfully disagreeable. With that being said, my brother Zion, it's on you.
Yes, I. Blessed love, family. You know, I got a little Naya Bingi music on, you know what I'm saying, for those who don't understand the Rastafari faith. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here because, you know what I'm saying, DMG, that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? And I love Paradigm Shift. I would have done more work here if people weren't too scared to debate me. But, however, let me get to it. So my brother, Chris Harris, I love you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Very intellectual brother, very smart brother. When we just had this last dialogue that we were just in with brother Neo Love, you know what I'm saying, Chris Harris, you know, the brother shot me down this stage because, and I'm gonna keep it 100, man, he was gaslighting. I'm sorry, y'all.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he was gaslighting. The brother All right, so watch this, y'all. I'm gonna share my screen and I'm gonna show y'all why he's gaslighting, because he sat there and read the scripture and then sat there and acted like it didn't say what it said. Atonement, Chris Harris. Atonement. What does atonement mean? Let's watch this. Okay, I'm gonna read this for y'all. Chris, you can't do this with me, bro, because I will smoke you on this if you do that. If you do it that way. If you do it that way, where you're literally going to be dishonest about the text. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen, coming back over here. I'm gonna read this for y'all, right? You got it up? All right, so let's read this, man. Let's read this, Mr. Harris. When you said that Phineas's spear, I love to call it Phineas's spear, Phineas's javelin, you said that I was apologizing. I'm a Christian apologist. I'm a Rastafarian. First and foremost, just understand who you're talking to before you try to attack them from a position that you don't have no knowledge of. There requires two sacrifices. There's a requirement of two sacrifices, not one. There are the sins, which are unwillful sins, and there are willful sins, deliberate sins that requires two different atonements. Now, when you look at the tablets of the, and I can go to that from my PowerPoint. I might share a little bit of my PowerPoint because I'm about to go back on Sarnetta for a part 2, and I might share a little bit of my my what I'm about to do there if it's relevant to this discussion.
Shout out to
tried, the guy. Big shout out to the elder Sarnetta. You know what I'm saying? The brother has been powerful in the community for years. Gotta show that brother. You know, gotta give him his flowers. Here we go. So let me read this for you, man, Chris, and let me read it with clarity since you wouldn't let me actually read it. You read it according to how you wanted to interpret it, but I'm gonna tell you something.
Zion, keep going. I'm gonna mute my mic, but I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab some water.
Go ahead. I'm gonna rock out right now. I'm about to go blindfold. Right. So here we go. Numbers 25. My brother Chris Harris brought this scripture out when I brought up Phineas. Moab seduces Israel. So watch this. It says here in 25 verses 1, while Israel was staying in Shittim, the men that began to indulge in sexual immorality with Moabite women. Pay attention to the fact that this is not a Midianite woman, Chris, or a Moabite with Moabite women, who invited them to sacrifice to their gods. The people ate the sacrificial meal and bowed down before these gods. So Israel yoked themselves to Baal of Peor, right? And the Lord's anger burned against them. Absolutely. The Lord said to Moses, take all the leaders of these people, kill them, and expose them in broad daylight before the Lord. Wait. Let's make sure it says, take all the leaders, Chris Harris, all, right? So that the Lord's fierce anger may turn away from Israel. Oh, so they were going to kill all of the leaders. By killing them, it would turn the anger of the Lord, the fierce anger of the Lord, away from Israel. The argument here is about human sacrifice. He makes the charge because he's been sitting around with Judah Naz. I love my brother Judah Naz and the Torah Knights. Big shout out. Love my brothers. We don't agree on everything when it comes to Yeshua, but these Negroes will not touch Haile Selassie. And I'm going to tell you right now, Chris, as a whole roster, not even the Torah Knights will take up that argument. So watch this. So the Lord said unto Moses, take all the leaders of these people, kill them and expose them in broad daylight before the Lord, so that the Lord's fierce anger may turn away from Israel. So in this chapter 4, verse 4, chapter 25, verse 4, we see that killing the leaders would turn away the Lord's fierce anger away from Israel. So wait, killing somebody will turn God's anger away from the rest of the people? Oh, nigga, you're not reading this correctly. So Moses said to Israel, judges, each of you must put to death those, death is a wage for sin. Watch this, Chris. Those are your people who have yoked themselves to Baal of Peor. Verse 6, then an Israelite man brought into the camp a Midianite, not a Moabite, a Midianite, not an Israelite, a Midianite, not a Canaanite. You're going to hell. Don't let me do my Geno Jennings impersonation. I know I know my brother DMG loves my Geno Jennings impersonation, but you're going to hell, nigga, because you're not reading the book right in context. You're talking about context, but the moment I try to get context through, you cut me off, and that's why I'm telling you, you're a gaslighting ass diva. That's why daggone Pastor Bennett washed you. But let's stay here. Let's stay here, Ak. Since this is my time. Oh, it's my time. You're going to get to talk on my... Stop being a freaking goddamn sensual, bro. You mad sensual, bro. You got to stop that. Okay? So let's get back to it. Let's get back to the reading here. Right? So the reading here says in 6, then an Israelite man brought into the camp a Midianite woman, that's the Ethiopian woman, right before the eyes of Moses' whole assembly of Israel, while they were weeping at the entrance of the tent of meeting. They were weeping because of what was going on. When Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, understand that Phinehas is a high priest. What do high priests do? They sacrifice animals to God. The son of Aaron, the priest, saw this. He left the assembly, took a spear. You tried to say I'm adding things to the scripture. No, you need to fix your face. And followed the Israelite into the tent. He drove the spear into both of them, right through the Israelite man and into the woman's stomach, her womb. Oh, that's interesting. Because I'm going to show you how this all relates, Mr. Harris, because you ain't been reading that book correctly. You're sitting over here listening to the Torah Nights, and you ain't getting the fullness of what you're arguing about. Okay? Into her womb. Then the plague against Israel was stopped. Wait, hold on. But those who died in the plague was numbered 24,000, right? This is before this happened, right? So we know that when it says, but those who died in the plague, numbered 24,000. So we know that when Phinehas drove his spear through the Israelite man and the Midianite woman into her womb, then the plague against Israel was stopped. However, before that was stopped, 24,000 people died. God was going to slay a whole bunch more people if it were not for the killing of these two, for the bloodshed. We know that blood is the atonement. Pay attention, Mr. Harris, before you get all your panties in a bunch and act like you talking to the wrong Negro. 10, the Lord said to Moses, Phinehas, son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, has turned my anger from the Israelites. Wait. By doing what? By doing what has he turned his anger from all of Israel? Not just the 24,000 that died, nigga. Excuse me, Gigas. I don't want to cuss on my brother's platform. However, the death of those two people turned the anger away. Watch this, Sir Chris Harris, what you wouldn't let me bring forth, because you said you was preaching Christian doctrine. Since he was as zealous for my honor among them as I am, I did not put an end to them in my zeal. Therefore, tell him I am making my covenant a covenant. Chris Harris, you don't want to get into that debate with me, because I am the master of talking about covenants, dispensational periods, timelines, the candlesticks, the olive trees. Okay? You're not qualified. I'm gonna just let you know right now, because you're not a believer. And so you don't study this book for your own faith. You study it to try and destroy others' faith. And that's why you fail every time. That's why Pastor Bennett smoked you. So you had to slam your daggone laptop closed in the middle of a debate. Don't you ever talk to me about this, nigga. I did not put an end to them in my zeal. That's the Father talking, right? 12. Therefore, tell him I am making my covenant of peace with him. Wait, there's a covenant coming out of the death of two people. But this is the part that you wouldn't let me speak about when you cut me off with your diva-esque behavior. You need to stop it, because nobody's going to listen to you as long as you keep going Wendy Williams. Get your head out of your panties. He and his descendants.
Hey, my brother. Now you know MVP is listening to this.
I know. I'm saying it for that reason.
Now you know he gonna be coming and trying to take no prisoners.
Yeah, I challenged him on a debate before, and me and him got into a discussion in the back chat one day, and he tried to say that law was all European, and I pointed out that law, that the legal system as we know it today comes from the laws of Hammurabi, and this Negro didn't even know that. And then after I proved it to him, the Negro didn't want to debate me no more. So let's fix our faces, Chris Harris. So watch this. Oh. Yeah, the law line's at hand. At the lasting priesthood, because he was zealous for the honor of his God, and made what? Wait, let's go back. And made atonement. Wait, what was the atonement? What was the atonement, Chris Harris? The atonement was the killing of the two people. So you're gonna sit here and tell me, oh, you go, oh, there's no atonement for sin by human sacrifice. But the word, if you want to get into it, we can go and find the word sacrifice, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not a word, sacrifice. I learned this from one of my rabbi brothers. I got rabbis that back me up whenever I go into a debate, Mr. Harris. I don't come in here with my own information, my own head up my ass. I come in here with information from multiple scholars every time I debate or make a presentation, except for today, because I didn't need it for this. Okay.
I got a question for you. So
yeah, go ahead.
Is the text saying that he's the son of God or the son of David?
Okay, so understand this, and I know my brother will disagree on this. Not Chris Harris, but Neo Love, because me and him had a debate on this. But you never see Christ being called the Son of God until after he's baptized by John, by Yachanan, the Baptist. He was never called the Son of God until he actually was baptized. He was called the son of Mary, not even the son of Joseph. Well, they said, well, isn't this the son of Joseph? Later on. But prior to that, they didn't even acknowledge Joseph or Christ being the Son of God until after he was baptized. So y'all going to have to fix your face on that. He was not born the Son of God according to the flesh. He was born the Son of God in the Spirit when he was baptized by John the Baptist. He was anointed, right? The anointing is what makes a Messiah, not a physical birth. We object. We object. And the lasting priesthood, because he was zealous for the honor of his God and made atonement for Jerusalem, for the Israelites. What was the atonement, Chris Harris? The atonement was the
told
spear.
you MVP. I told you MVP was watching, man. See, now
the atonement was the spear, nigga.
I'm sensing some trouble. I'm sensing some trouble.
Hold him down. Hold him down. Like he wanted to cut me off and throw me in a back chat when I had the opportunity to actually speak about this thing. He wanted to gaslight and try to sell Negroes a dream without my ability to defend myself. That's a punk move. Don't do that no more, Chris. It will take away from your scholarship.
Let's keep it clean. Let's keep it clean.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it clean. So let's go to 14. The name of the Israelite who was killed with the Midianite woman. Wait, hold on. Let's read that back from 12 and 13. 13. He and his descendants will have a covenant. Wait, an everlasting covenant came out because he was zealous for the honor of God and made atonement for the Israelites. What was the atonement? It says it right here in 14. The name of the Israelite who was killed with the Midianite woman was Zimri, son of Salu, and the leader of Simeonite family. And the name of the Midianite woman, they had to name the Midian. You know, they don't never name women basically in the Bible, barely name women unless it's important, right? So the Midianite woman who was put to death was Cosbi, daughter of Zur, a tribal chief of a Midianite family. Now watch this. Understand that the Midianites that were with the Israelites, if you read your Bible, Mr. Harris, you'll understand that those Midianites were not, they didn't worship other gods. These Midianites came with Jethro, who went with Moses. These are the Midianites who actually believed in God El Elyon. They put away all their old gods and went with Moses. And Moses told his godfather, his father-in-law, and the children of his father-in-law, the nation that was with him, right? His wife and all of them, that if they come with us, they will receive of the same blessing that God had for Israel. Pay attention. So this is not Moab in 25 verses 1. It's not a Moabite woman. Midian is the Ethiopian woman. And these are the Midianites that went with Moses. You're not paying attention. But when you leave out, it said that he, in zealous for the honor of his God, made an atonement. You were disingenuous by saying that those two deaths did not atone for Israel's sin. Yes, 24,000 died, but there would have been more deaths according to what God commanded Moses to do. But Phinehas stopped it. Wait, right here. The plague against Israel was stopped. Nigga, everybody who was sinning was cursed. 24,000 people who died in the plague wasn't enough. But God's fierce wrath was quenched through Phinehas, the high priest. What do high priests do, Mr. Harris? They make atonement. And the word atonement is right here. In chapter 3, in verse 13. The atonement for the Israelites were the Midianite and the Israelite woman. You bump. Sorry. Don't play with me, man, with words and semantics. Here's the thing. Chris Harris always wants to try to go to fallacy arguments. Don't you know there is something about fallacy arguments? It's called the fallacy, Mr. Chris Harris. You presume that because a claim has been poorly argued or a fallacy has been made, that the claim itself must be wrong. It's a fallacy of fallacy. You made a fallacy of fallacies. One of the worst fallacy arguments you can make. It's a retarded fallacy. It's the fallacy of retards. It's entirely possible to make the claim that is false, yet argue with logical coherency for that claim, just like you tried to do me. Just as it is possible to make a claim that is true and justify it with various fallacies and poor arguments, just like you just did to me. Example, recognizing that Amanda has committed a fallacy in argument that we should eat healthy food because a nutritionist said it was popular. That's a fallacy of popularity, right? Elisa said that we should therefore eat bacon, double cheeseburgers every day, because she made a argument. Certain fallacies are actually usable. They're actually relevant. For instance, when you go to court, if I'm making an argument for my case and I bring up authorities and I voir dire certain expert witnesses, one could say that that is an appeal to authority, a fallacy argument of appeal to authority. However, who the hell wants to listen to somebody who is unqualified about blood DNA evidence? So in that circumstance, the fallacy of authority wasn't a fallacy at all. It actually gave credence and credibility to the argument itself. So now watch this. So let's go back to the scripture, man. It says right here, Chris, atonement. The 2 deaths was sufficient enough to stop the plague from killing more than the 24,000 that was, oh, you adding and subtracting from the Bible. Stop it.
Of running this shit. Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Stop. The Bible is clear that those 2 deaths made atonement and stopped a plague where Moses and them didn't have to kill all of the leaders like he was commanded to do. You don't see nowhere else in that verse where Moses had to kill the rest of the people, because after Phineas drove that spear, that wood stick, that wooden pike, through 2 sacrifices, not one, a Midianite and an Israelite man and a Midianite woman, God received it as an atonement. As an atonement. It says it right there. You sat here and gaslit while you read it and acted like you didn't see it. I'm disgusted. That's gaslighting. Only a narcissist would do something like that, man. Don't do that with me, man, because I will expose you. So watch this, man. So let me go over here, man. In fact, let's break this down, okay?
Let's keep the name calling to a minimum.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but you know the way he did me in that last chat, he deserves it, man. Honestly, but with all due respect, I'm not trying to cuss him out anything, because I respect the brother, but he didn't show me no respect. Just because I had a differing. You can't do that, man. I deal with people who have different positions with me all day, and I don't freaking throw them down into the audience and stuff to cut them off and try to gaslight and read a scripture and read over the parts that actually might support their argument while they can't speak. That's cowardice. You can't do that in this debate forums, man. You can't be a coward, man. Let the word speak for itself if you're true about it. If you're true about the word, let the word speak for itself. If you're not true about it, ask questions. Maybe you'll get some answers, okay? Because I'm going to tell you right now, even Neo Love wouldn't agree with what you said. I had debates with Neo Love. and he just was being quiet, and you was okay, you were comfortable with him not challenging you. Don't be so weak that you can't be challenged, y'all. I get challenged all the time. I'm the most hated, the most underrated, the most underdebated, the most underestimated. I'm the smusher of heads. I'm the smushinator. I'm your smusher man, babe. Watch your mouth, fix your face. Watch what you say.
Oh,
I will smoke you, man. So these Negroes think, parts up, these Negusses, these Nagid, I don't know if you know Hebrew, Chris Harris, but the word Nagid I will use for you. My Nagid, right? My Nagid literally read right over the part where it says atonement and said, "Oh, you lying? This wasn't a sacrifice." I didn't use the word sacrifice. I said offering. We was about to go into the word sacrifice, but he knew it wasn't going to pertain even to Jesus. That word korban, bugging. Get out of here, Chris.
Subscribe now.
I don't need to debate you, bro. I beat up people on a regular basis. I don't need to debate you, bro. I'm like 70 debates deep, and you lost all of yours. Don't talk to me about begging for a debate. I'm a winner. I am the Lions Den Intercontinental Champion, and you have no wins under your belt. I don't need you, bro. I'm just saying, you lied. You lied in front of everybody's face, sitting there reading that scripture and want to go and overpass the word.
MVP want that link, man. You ready to get that link out?
Bring him in here, man. Smoke that boy,
okay,
man.
Okay.
It's time. I didn't want to be on here too long anyway. I just wanted to be able to do what he wouldn't allow me to do. And that's correct him by reading the scripture for what it says. Atonement. What's the atonement, Chris?
Hey, real quick. I need two things. So Zion gonna be coming over here a little more. Zion gonna be coming over here a little
live and stuff. I do my
yeah. He gonna be coming over here a little more. So
antics. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. From now on, when Zion pop in, I'm gonna have to play this for him before he start going in. I'm gonna have to play this before he start going in.
I'll make a pact with you. With the gods as our witnesses, let us pledge that the winner will allow the loser all the proper funeral rituals.
There are no pacts between lions and men.
There are no pacts
yes, sir.
between lions and men. Damn it.
I like that. Yeah, you could use that for me, man. You could definitely pardon self. I'm getting dental work done. I'm gonna have some Denzel Washington in the couple of weeks, y'all. You're gonna see me smiling properly. But yeah, Chris, come in, man. I just didn't like the way you did that, because if you read it properly, you'd see that the word atonement is relevant. Don't gaslight and throw me under the bus when I didn't get an opportunity to point that out. That's foul, man. You should have pointed it out if you were honest with your audience, that it says atonement right there. What is an atonement?
While we waiting on Chris to jump in, let me do this real quick.
Right. Let me
play this video.
Play the video. I wanted to slide through some of my slides for y'all so y'all can see what I'm.
Yeah, I'm gonna play this video and then you can get back to your slides. This is my brother Rocky. Y'all know him from the Dagger Squad. He also done been on here a bunch of times, but he just starting his new channel coming up very soon. So y'all check him out. But let me play this right quick.
I brought that with me. Case they get too iffy. Baby, don't stress, don't sweat it. Put it all on my baby. Niggas know how I'm coming, and they know what we hate. Run around through that left side, low end. All of my niggas need more wins. If you got beef, don't come out. Cause my young hitter might go in. Uptown GN, working all through my weekend. Hoping these niggas don't show out, cause all of my hitters too deep in. Fuck with the boy, I'm so sane. Ain't worried about shit long as my money. tell what they doing lately. And I'm way too clean, I'm Listerine, I thought they been knew it. Blunts all in my lungs, I got my red cup full of that Henny fluid. Young middle Mac, I'm swinging that leg, I'm banging that do or die. And I ain't that holy, ass holy, before I get crucified. Living in my bloodline, bitch, this place shit in my family tree. How the fuck they pressed, I did my best out of what they handed me. Straight out of that country, no.
Yeah, family, y'all make sure y'all support that brother. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Go subscribe to his channel. Powerful young brother. He could be doing a whole bunch of different stuff out in the streets, but he trying to bring y'all some information. So go check him out. All right, we got MVP Chris Harris in the building. Zion, it's on you, and then we're gonna get over to MVP.
Do we need a clock? Because what I don't want to do is I don't want to cut him off and get into a SHIT show with Chris Harris. I respect the brother and his intelligence. I just didn't like how he treated me on this specific topic, so right. I don't want to do that. Do we need a clock?
I understand. Do y'all need a clock? Do y'all need a clock? If you do, I can bring one up.
Because I don't want to cut in. Yeah, pardon so.
Yeah, if you don't want to cut in, just let me get right here now. First of all, there's a lot of excuse me, can I be heard?
You can be heard loud and clear.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
All right, so there's a lot of generic fallacies being thrown around up here right now. And the name of the lesson is that Jesus is not a sin sacrifice, nor is he a sacrifice for people's sins. He can't be. The book literally stops him. And that has not been addressed at all. But instead, we get in a lot of Numbers, the 25th chapter. So in order to understand Numbers, the 25th chapter, he's trying now to play with the word atonement. And he's also hollering about Hebrew. So let's see what this word is in Hebrew here. And let's get an understanding of the word Hebrew because it's used in many different ways. So I'm going to be pulling from the Blue Letter Bible here. And for him to sit up there and once again say that Chris Harris has never won a debate, once again, is him showing that he doesn't know what I don't think he's familiar with who I really am, or he's just trying to downplay me once again, which is another smokescreen argument. So this is easy to debunk. I've had this debate 7 years ago. So let's go here where he's trying to play with the word atonement, because he said this was a sacrifice earlier today, and I'll be going over it on my channel tomorrow. And it wasn't. You added that in there. You tried to say that these two deaths cleansed everyone else. It doesn't say that in there. So let's go to the word atonement here, which is used here. So let's see. Let me find this. In what verse is the word atonement used? I think it's in verse 7 here. Verse 7. Excuse me. Here it is right here. Phineas has heard he was that I could sow not to children. Okay, here we go right here. Because of the atonement for the children of Israel. All right. So when you read Deuteronomy, the 13th chapter, it tells you that you have to kill everyone who worships other gods. So Phineas is doing this. Now, once we read this word here in the Hebrew word or the Aramaic word, whatever anybody wants to call this here, he said it had something. What did you say that word was? You were wrong on that. You were saying it was one word. You never said the word.
Strong's H 3722. Kafer.
Kafer. You never said that. Now we're going to look at the word and what it means. It's a verb, right? Let's look at what it means. It means atonement, but it also can mean purge. It can mean reconciliation, to reconcile, to forgive, to purge away, to pacify. It also means to make an atonement, merciful, to cleanse, disannul, appease, or put off, or pardon, or pitch. So what we have Phineas doing is killing these people who are about to bring forth false gods into the camp of the children of Israel. So the way that the word kafar would be used here was to be to purge away the evil. Has nothing to do with what you're reading from a King James version. And you're right. Next time, read the Hebrew, and you wouldn't have to come on here and make yourself look silly like this. Thank you, brother Pianki. He can take it away.
Stay right there, Chris. Don't leave me.
All right, John.
You're still twisting words, Ak. Right here, keep that up, please. Right here, it says to purge, reconcile, right? Reconciliation, reconcile, forgive, purge away, pacify, atonement, made, merciful, cleansed. You conveniently passed over the word cleansed after you said that it doesn't mean that they were cleansed, right? Disannulled, appease, put off, pardon. All of these words are relevant to what I just said about the death of these two people. Now, let's go right back to the book, Mr. Chris Harris. I love you, brother, but you're losing on this one, okay? In this verse, it says in Numbers, once again, Numbers, I'll read from 25, verses 12 to 13, where you got the word from the Hebrew context, which proves my point. Don't gaslight the people. It proves my point. You said that a person could not die for another person's sins. It can't atone? That's what atonement means. That's what it means. Wait, let's go back to what you have on the screen here. Well, you want to switch it. Okay, that's fine. The fact of the matter is it says to appease, to cleanse, to atone, to reconcile, to forgive. All right, you can take your screen down now, because I'm about to put mine up. All right, so right here in Numbers 13, he and his, wait, let me go to 12. Therefore tell him, I am making he made a whole covenant with Eleazar for his human atonement. Do not leave out the word atonement, and don't gaslight the people from what that word means after you read it. That is exactly what and here, I need to G-check you on this. I clearly said in the beginning when I walked in, because I learned from a rabbi brother, right? I have a rabbi brother. I got a couple of rabbi brothers who educate me on the Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? And I'm studying Hebrew now. You know what I'm saying? In college. And it says here, right? Therefore, tell him I am making a covenant of peace with him. For what? He and his descendants will have a covenant of lasting priesthood. For what? Because he was zealous for the honor of his God and made atonement for Israel. The next verse tells you what that zealousness for the honor of God and atonement was. The names of the Israelite and the Midianite woman that he killed. That's the atonement. That's where the forgiveness came in. That's where the use the words that you used in that Hebrew text that you want to turn from now. Right? Forgiveness. Right? Right? Take that down, man. You're ridiculous. You're ridiculous, bro. Stop gaslighting to try to make your
Okay,
point.
is it my turn again?
I'm almost done. You know what I'm saying? Stop gaslighting to try to make your point when you know that the Bible says what it said, and you literally skipped over like, oh yeah, you can't make atonement for anybody's, you know, saying sins for a human being. But we see right there in Numbers 25, verses 12 and 13 through 14, that atonement was made through the death of two people. Now I rest. And
Okay.
and
this is the problem. I'm sorry. This is the problem with people that
You
don't
just
know.
screen back up, Chris.
Yeah. Let me get my screen back up here. Oops, my fault. Okay, this is the problem with people that don't know how to read properly, and they don't have comprehensive reading skills. And if you want to throw ad hominems all day and use the word gaslighting, excuse me.
Let them go. Let them go.
And if you want to say, yeah, because you did enough of it, you sure enough did enough of it. It's gonna hurt when I punch back. So deal with it.
You did it already in the last show.
One more time. Okay. Can I talk, please? See how quiet I was?
Bro, this is my show. Remember what you said to me when I was on your show?
Pianki.
This is my show.
Pianki,
okay, Zion, let them get it out, and you're gonna have court.
See how he did me, DMT? You do the same thing to him.
I got you. Let him get it out so you can respond to everything.
Not corny as he is to do that. Go ahead.
Okay.
Chris.
Okay. One of the things he likes to do is talk over people when they speak. I'm very calm. I let him speak and throw all of his misusing of the word. There he go. Yo,
Objection.
Bianchi,
Zion,
honestly,
Objection.
Zion,
he can't help
let
it.
him get it out. You got him in here, Zion. Let him
It's
get
my
it out.
show. It's my show. He needs to stay
I
on.
understand.
I
Stay
on point
Get
here.
the actual facts.
Zion, listen to me. Listen to me. You got him in here. Let him go, and you're gonna be able to respond to everything. Just let him go.
No, I'm gonna let him go. I'm gonna let him go with his lies. Go ahead.
Okay. See how quick it is you can get these guys off their square? I'm reading straight from the text, and I'm being called a liar because he wants to fit a human sacrifice in there. I'm sure. So he reads the word kafar, right? We have to understand what Phineas was doing here. What was his actions? What were his actions? His actions were, according to the law in the Deuteronomy, Deuteronomy, the 13th chapter, it says, if thy brother, the son of thy mother, thy son of thy daughter, or the wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is in thy own sight, entice thee secretly, saying, let us go serve other gods, which thou hast not known, nor thy fathers, namely the gods of the people which are around you, nigh unto thee, or far from thee, one from one end of the earth, or even to the other end of the earth, thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him, neither shall thy eye pity him, neither shall you spare, neither shall you conceal him, but you shall surely kill him. So we see that Phineas is actually following the law in Deuteronomy, the 13th chapter. And what he's doing, the problem that he's having is he's reading the word atonement, but he's not actually reading the Aramaic word, which has a number of usages here. Now, when you look at the Strong's definition here, kafar has a number of usages here. So we have to keep this definition in its proper context. And the usage that's being used here, according to the Acts of Phineas, is he's purging Israel. He's purging Israel from sinners, or he's getting rid of people who were sinning in the midst of Israel. He didn't want that there prior because of the prior event that happened when they were worshiping other gods at Baal Peor. It does not say the word atonement, the correct usage of the word. And I'm giving you a cultural context. As we can see, the word kafar can be used in numerous different ways. It's not being used in every single way that you tried to mention. And you're using the term gaslighting out of its proper context. Use it correctly if you're going to be mentioning these type of fallacies here. Okay, so once again, I've used his book. I've kept the story in its proper context. He has to constantly do all these type of different things about when he's reading the text, which makes me think that something might be a little wrong with the gentleman instead of just reading just reading with proper comprehension. So these things are easy.
Hey, Chris, hold on.
He ain't got me. He ain't got it right.
You had me about to mute Zion Mike, man. Why the hell did you just do that to me, man? You are terrible, man. I thought that was Zion.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, that was good right there. Go ahead, bro. I apologize for interrupting you. That was
good, Chris. That was good, man.
Damn.
Yeah, nigga. So watch this. Take your screen down so I can share mine. I'm about to watch you. That's how I do that. Yeah, that's what I do. That's me.
That would. Hey man, hey Zion. I straight up was about to mute your mic and be like, Zion, let him.
He thought I was talking.
Hey man, that was as good as your Geno Jenkins, man.
Almost as good as my Geno Jenkins.
Wow.
I appreciate that. I love that. In fact, I'm gonna have to take that sound bite. I'm gonna have to take that sound bite. That was awesome, and good for you to have some lightness of heart. Every time we get in these stages and stuff and debate and stuff, we don't have to be like all tight in the ass, like daggone. Stop. We black folk. Now take your screen down, please. I'm about to share mine. Okay. Where is it? Right here. Right here. Okay, let's get to this word, man. All right. So if he takes his screen down, DMG can share mine. Mr. Harris. Thank you, sir. So let's get to this, right? And I'll do my screening and stuff and ranting and raving in a minute. Nobody has a problem when Farrakhan does it. Nobody has a problem when Malcolm X does it. Nobody has a problem when Martin Luther King you're going to the promised land, right? But when Zion does it, it's a problem. You want to try to clown me. Okay, it's okay. It's all right, right? So here we are. Let's see this. This is Ancient Hebrew Research Center, right? Let me make sure that I got this right. And I'm going to enlarge this. There's no way that you can try to make an abstract meaning out of this. The Hebrew word kafar means to cover. Now, understand this. As I was raised in Christianity, I was never told that Christ actually covered. Not that he covered. That okay. Let me reiterate. As a Christian child who was raised by preachers, who came up in the church as a PK, as a preacher's kid, I know the word and the Hebrew, bro. Talk Hebrew and Aramaic and Amharic to you. The Hebrew word kafar means to cover over. Now, when they talk about Christ's bloodshed in Christianity, it wasn't. It didn't fully atone. It was a covering, just like the blood that was placed over the door in the Passover in Egypt. It was a covering, it didn't cleanse you. So in that context, cleansing, I don't agree with. I will agree with Chris Harris on it. It doesn't cleanse you from your sin. It covers over. The Bible, to see Pentecostal Negroes will tell you that the blood of Jesus Christ blots out your doesn't remove them. Your transgressions. It's a cover over, but it's often translated as atonement. The word atonement is an abstract word, and in order to understand the true Hebrew meaning of the word, we must look to the concrete meaning. If the offense has been made, the one that has been offended can act as though the offense is covered over and unseen. We express the idea through the word of forgiveness, which is another word that is used in that definition that you just posted for the audience. Chris Harris supports my argument. Atonement is an outward action that covers over an error, doesn't remove the error. It simply blots it out. The blood of the lamb at the Passover blotted over the door only covered the sins of Israel. It didn't remove them. And so you are making a fallacy argument of presuming my position on Yeshua HaMashiach and this so-called sacrifice, which I told you I don't use that word. An offering is how the Hebrews and Israelites use it. Even today, modern rabbinical Jews will not use the word sacrifice. It's an offering, meaning that God can either receive it or not receive it. We are asking him to receive. And in that context, go right back to Numbers 25. Apparently, God received. He said, right? Wait, hold on. Where it said stopped. Hold on. The Lord said to Moses, Phinehas, son of Eleazar, son of Aaron, the priest has turned my anger away. Wait, hold on. You said, Mr. Harris, you said that that somehow, you know what I'm saying,
hey, Zion, finish your thought, and we're gonna get over to Chris because he gotta go.
Con. I'm gonna try to make it quick. So he said to the degree that I can't remember what he said. I wish I had the sound bite right now. I actually have it up, but I don't want to share it right now. But so he said something about the fact that Christ can't atone for nobody's sins. No man can atone for anybody's sins. We just proved that is incorrect. In fact, there are over how many scriptures here? Human offerings. Deuteronomy 18, Leviticus 18, 2 Kings 21, Deuteronomy 12, 2 Kings 3, verses 27, Genesis 22, verses 1 through 24, Jeremiah 7 through 31, Leviticus 27, verses 28 through 29, Judges 11, verses 31, John verses 3, verses 16. I know he's going to say, oh, you didn't read those. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Judges, whomsoever out of the doors of the house meet, return to the place of the Ammonites shall be the Lord's, and to it, and I will offer it as a wait, hold on. So wait, we got in Judges, we got burnt offerings to be offered. Stop using the word sacrifice and misinterpreting me, misquoting me, because I literally said in the beginning that I would not use the word sacrifice. I would use the word offering. And you lose at the end of the day, because the two deaths atoned for the rest of Israel's sin. Let's read that again. Read. The Lord said unto Moses, the Lord said unto Moses, Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest has turned my anger from the Israelites, since he was zealous for my honor among them, as I am. I did not put an end to them in my zeal. In his zeal, in the Lord's zeal. Therefore, tell him I am making my covenant of peace. He and his descendants will have a covenant of lasting priesthood. For what? Because he was zealous in how? For the honor of his God. How? He zealous for the honor by making atonement for.
Let's get over the MVP.
I'm done.
Okay. Let's go here to Jeff Benner's work here. So what he did. You okay? I can talk now. Is it okay? Okay. So what he did was he went to Jeff Benner's website right here, right? And he's producing somewhat of a no true Scotsman fallacy. And that's when you're saying my definition is better than your definition of the word. But Jeff Benner, actually, who is a Hebrew or Aramaic linguist, and Aramaic was around in the first millennium BCE. Just to let everybody know, like it was. Hebrew wasn't in the Hebrew did not exist in the 12th century BCE, but that's neither here nor there. Somebody just think they know what they're talking about all the time. But let's look at atonement as Jeff Benner puts it. And once again, he's reading English, but he's not understanding the true usage of the word kafar. He's not keeping the story in its proper context. And he's actually trying to explain the story through the New Testament and not the other way around. The book of Deuteronomy, the 13th chapter, if you don't mind me, let me go right back here. Let's go here to Deuteronomy, the 13th chapter. Deuteronomy, the 13th chapter, before I go into Deuteronomy, the 13th chapter, clearly tells the Israelites what to do in a situation such as when they're worshiping other gods. And it clearly tells them to kill. It commands them to kill people, the idolaters. It commands them that. Joshua did the same thing in the story of, I think it's Achan. I think his name was Anan, or I can't remember the guy's name, but he killed the priest, the gentleman who had the Babylonian garment. He killed him also. Also, he hung other Israelites and other nations before their gods. This is them purging away the evil out of the land. And somehow in Numbers, the 25th chapter, he keeps on reading into this chapter. He keeps reading something into this chapter that's just not there. That's begging the question. You're trying to you're trying to say this is what it means. It doesn't mean that at all. And the reason why he was given a covenant is because he obeyed the word of the God of Israel. And that was to purge away the evil in the land. And this is what the word kafar means, whether you like it or not. You can't choose the proper context in which this word, you can't choose the context in which you want this to fit. You have to put it in its proper context based on the usage of the word and the story. So you have to comprehend the story correctly, but it's because you don't understand Torah law that you keep making this mistake. Here, I want to show you something here. It clearly tells you that that word there is kafar, right? That is the word that's used there. Let me pull this up real quick. It says, and you are reading a King James version here, which was put together by the King James clergy, by the way. So there's going to be a ton of mistranslations in here, but this word is kafar. You can't make it mean what you want it to mean. You're taking away its true purpose. And it says it right here. It also means to purge away. It also means reconciliation. Yes, it does. It does mean these other things, but the context or the text must be fitting of that usage of the word kafar. Like if I say I made an atonement by burning incense, then we wouldn't know what type of atonement that is. That's a incense. That's an incense. That's an atonement for sin using incense, or an atonement of peace using incense, right? But he killed these people, right? So the word is used kafar. Let's go to the word that Jeff Benner uses right here. All right. Now, this is what you didn't read. And I don't know why you went here, because this cuts you. And you should stop doing that, because I think people have Tourette's. Do those type of things, okay? So let's look at the word kafar and with some of the commentary. Let's look at the way that the commentary that Jeff Benner gives, because he's a Hebrew linguist, by the way. And he says the Hebrew word kafar means to quote unquote cover over, comma, but is often translated as atonement. The word atonement is an abstract word, and in order to understand the true Hebrew meaning of a word, we must look at the concrete meaning. If an offense has been made, the one that has been offered can act as though the offense is covered over and unseen. Look at what he says. We express this idea through the word of forgiveness. Atonement is an outward action that covers over the error. So this is layered with commentary. So this, albeit it tells you it's a very abstract word, and this word kafar means atonement. The word atonement, kafar, is often translated as atonement. He layers it with a lot of commentary surrounding this word. So now we're getting into what definition is better. How is Chris using the word versus how he's using the word? Well, you're applying the Christian doctrine to a Hebrew doctrine. Hebrews weren't necessarily Christians, and Hebrews did not believe in people dying for their sins, or a man's blood or people's blood covering for their sins. They have laws pertaining to that, and if they go against those laws, then they are breaking their Torah. And it tells you right here in Deuteronomy 24 verse 16. It says, the father shall not be put to death for the children, neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers. Every man shall be put to death for his own sin. So while you also mentioned Deuteronomy, the 18th chapter, maybe you're reading that out of context, and you're not comprehending that correctly either, because Deuteronomy 24 verse 16 blocks you. Dare you say that the text that you live by is contradicting itself? I hope not. Because now you're saying that the God who I'm more moral than this deity, because he creates evil and doesn't want to take accountability for it. Just a little side note right there. But the book blocks you every time you get a chance. You're just on here spewing a lot of rhetoric. You read the story out of context, and you're trying to force fit Jesus into these stories. Let's go back, and I'm going to leave after this, because I do want to enjoy the rest of my night here. It tells you once again, this is the story about the children of Israel worshiping other gods in the land of Shittim. And it says, and the people began to commit whoredom. What is whoredom? When they worship other gods. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods. And the people did eat and bow down to their gods. And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. All right. And the Lord said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people and hang them up before the Lord against the sun. And the fierce anger that the Lord may be turned away from Israel. So Moses killed all of them. He hung them. He killed them. He wanted to turn away the anger of Yahweh away from Israel. But then look at what it says here in 25 verse 5. And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, slay you everyone his men that were joined unto Baal Peor. So you have to kill those people because they're going to start bringing idolatry into the camp. The God of Israel does not like idolatry. All right. And then he says this, and behold, one of the children came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. Why would they be weeping? Because Moses just killed a bunch of people. And here it is. This man is going to go bring a Midianite woman with him into the camp. And they don't want that because this Midianite woman is going to bring idolatry back into the camp. So Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saw it. He rose up from among the congregation and took the javelin in his hand. And he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly, so that the plague was stayed from the children of Israel. He didn't want that to come back in there because this Midianite woman has her own gods. And this is going to cause this man to start worshiping other gods. And the one thing we've read about is in this story is that the children of Israel always worship other gods. Y'all have a jealous deity. And those that died and those that died in the plague were 24,000. You keep on saying that these two people covered for those 24,000. It does not say that. You're adding that to the text. And this is what idolaters do. They constantly add to the text. And your text clearly says this right here. Do not add or take away. That's what it says.
You know, I'm surgical with this bitch, Jay. How you want to?
It clearly tells you that.
Hey, Chris.
What's up?
I appreciate you jumping on. Zion,
Thank you,
Chris.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate
you can respond and close us out at the same time.
Yeah, we're gonna close out.
My queen just hit me with with this husband word, and I don't think you got to be a genius to figure out what I'm about to go do. And it's been a long day. I earned it. So, but you can come back on anytime you want to, brother. But let's close it out.
Deuteronomy 4 and
2. And close it out, I should say.
Okay,
go ahead, Chris.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 2 clearly says, do not add or take away from the word in which I'm giving you. All right. This gentleman, he constantly takes and adds to the word. The children of Israel were not to do sin sacrifices nor sacrifice their own children. You had Ahaz who did that. Ahaz sacrificed the sons of David, and God was upset with him over that. He gives you the conditions for how to sacrifice in the Bible. It must be an animal, and not to mention you can pray. Jesus' sacrifice was not needed because, as we read in the book of Luke, Zacharias and Elizabeth, they were blameless in everything that they did. They kept all the commandments, so they did not need Jesus. You said that John anointed Jesus. That was incorrect. John he was at the what? He was at the lake, in the lake being on what? For the remission of sins. That's all. He was just being baptized for the remission of sins. That is not an anointment, an anointment. The only people that can anoint a king or a priest are the sons of Aaron. A whore anointed Jesus, a whore with her hair. No priest came and anointed Jesus. No one named Nathan, no Aaron, no Moses, no Levite came and anointed Jesus at all. He was never a king. Jesus wasn't killed because he was a sin sacrifice. Jesus was killed because he was a false prophet. And you doing the same thing that your false prophet taught you how.
Watch your mouth.
And this has been the problem with anyone who follows the New Testament. They try to look at the Bible through the lens of the New Testament and not look at it from its Kadesh laws in which the Israelites were supposed to live by. You cannot say that if you're an Israelite, you cannot put Jesus in your heart and then run back to the laws which clearly block him. God had a covenant with David. That's the bottom line. Jesus got killed because he was a false prophet, and none of these questions were answered tonight. Jesus is fake, and the Bible is fake. Chris MVP Harris, I'm signing out, dog. Thank you.
All right, brother. I appreciate it. When you get an opportunity to come back and watch what I'm about to say, I would appreciate it. All right. So the brother just effed up. Huge. Because one of the things, you know what I'm saying, is that I've never brought up the New Testament.
Zion, you need me to share your screen?
Yeah, I'm about to share it. Hold on. I'm about to share it. Yep. I need that. Yep. Fallacy. Sir. You a fallacy on top of a fallacy. Every time you try to say, oh, it's a fallacy argument, it's because you think that somebody's going to think you're smart. And somebody in the chat already pointed out that you don't know what the hell a no true Scotsman fallacy argument is, because you used that term and it was irrelevant. Objection, relevance. You presume that because the claim has been poorly argued or a fallacy has been made, that the claim itself must be wrong. Now let's watch this. All right, I'm gonna close this screen out and I'm gonna share another. All right, so he has a problem here. Watch this. It's so hard dealing with folks who.
Hey Zion, real quick, you and the Slim Reaper need to do a show because y'all both in the legal field.
Yeah, that's what I just got finished saying that in the back chat. That if me and Leandre, you know, saying these Negroes would not want to F with us, we would be untouchable. You understand? Because it would be a whole legal team. You understand what I'm saying? He would be the head lawyer, and I would be, you know what I'm saying, bro. It would be ugly. Because, you know, I don't agree with everything that Leandre, but I'm gonna put it like this: the brother ain't stupid, and he got the credentials. You know what I'm saying? He know how to argue. Now, getting back to what this brother just said, man, oh man, he is such a gaslighter. Stop gaslighting. It's ridiculous. So let me see. Where is this? Leviticus 17, bro. That same word, kafar. Kafar. I'm about to add that right now. You got me? DMG? You see it? He just killed himself, man. Go ahead and add my screen. I just there it is. Leviticus 17. I'm not in the New Testament, Mr. Harris. But watch this. For the life of the flesh is in the blood. I have given it to you upon the altar to make a kafar for your soul. For it is the blood that maketh an kafar, atonement for the soul. Oh, so when he said Phineas was just, you know, doing what God commanded. No, God commanded them to kill everyone who had sinned according to the idolatry. I'm about to wash you again on the idolatry. You keep on trying to lean on idolatry, but if I showed you that all sin was equal, your idolatry argument is trash. Absolute garbage, because all sin against God is considered as idolatry. Bruh, all sin against God is equal. There is no greater sin than another, unless, you know, you're going by the Christian, you know what I'm saying, the New Testament and blaspheming the Holy Ghost like this brother just did. It's an abomination. It's a blasphemy that can't be forgiven for. You're sitting here lying. It says the life of the flesh is in the blood, and I have given it to you upon the altar to make kafar, my brother. Kafar, the same word. Oh, we could change it around. None of the words in that definition were contradictory to itself. Now, when I had to deal with Captain Cesariak on the H3027, which is the word yod, that had a plethora of words that could be misconstrued. However, when this brother brought up kafar, none of those words were antithetical to the meaning of atonement, forgiveness, covering. This brother he's antithetical to Christian thinking. He probably never grew up, you know what I'm saying, as a preacher's kid. And it's sad because you're over here trying to force a narrative. You said we should not add or subtract. I didn't add nothing to it. It said atonement. And what does atonement say? Atonement says, for the life of the flesh is in the blood. For the life of the flesh is in the blood. And I have given it to you upon the altar to make atonement for your soul. To make atonement for your soul. For it is the blood that makes atonement for your soul. To make atonement for your souls. I ain't even focusing on Jesus. That wasn't the point. The point for me was to point out that bloodshed is the atonement for sin. The wages of sin is death. Let me get an explosion for that. Because this Negro is sitting here gaslighting y'all like y'all can't read. He tried to question my reading comprehension skills. I'm a paralegal, nigga. I read law all day, every day, for hours. I'm reading case law. Reading comprehension skills? How dare you?
Subscribe now.
Subscribe to this channel, man. Because at the end of the day, Brother Lavelle, I'm going to call you out, man. You're the biggest hater ever. But anyway, the brother keeps on trying to twist the narrative. And when you come to that word kafar in the Hebrew, there ain't no twisting it. There ain't no adding to it or subtracting from it, sir. Read Numbers 25, verses 12 to 14. And then go to Leviticus. Leviticus chapter 17, verses 11. And fix your face. Because what you're not going to do is sit here and gaslight because you don't want to get smacked up by the law lion. You mad, bro? This is ridiculous. Ridiculous lies and not filibustering, but
hey, did you just say the law lion?
I'm the law lion. That's my title. I'm the law because I'm a father's rights advocate. I won 13 legal actions on my own. I help people. People have I can count how many people I've helped, and they've won their actions too. So I'm the law lion. That's why my son, he's not here with me. He's with his mom on the weekends, but he's with me Monday through Friday because I kick butt in court. I know how to argue cases, Mr. Harris.
I'll make a pact with you. With the gods as our witnesses. Let us pledge that the winner will allow the loser all the proper funeral rituals.
There are no pacts between lions and men.
You heard? So yeah, man, I'm gonna close it out, but I appreciated the brother coming on respectfully, you know what I'm saying, bringing his information. And I guess got to tell him, man, Chris Harris, don't just try to force your position when you know that you've been corrected. Leviticus 17:11 corrects you. Numbers 25, you read that and literally tried to gloss over the kafar. When you brought forth kafar, you were disingenuous to the audience because kafar is right here in Leviticus 17:11. Atonement is atonement, whether it's a human, whether it's a sheep or a goat or a ram or a red heifer. The blood atonement is given to make atonement for the soul. So when the plague was stopped against Israel, that means that Moses and them didn't have to kill nobody else. The 24,000 that died didn't even die from Moses' hand. They died from the plague. Why are you sitting here making stuff up? To confound the audience? Stop it, man. Stop it. So when Phineas threw the spear, that's all I'm talking about. And he javelin the Midianite. Watch this. He said, oh, the Midianite was going to make him worship other gods. No, I just explained to you, Mr. Harris. But those Midianites went with Moses. They believed in the God of Israel. Those are what's his name? Jethro's Midianites. Those are Jethro's Midianites. His godfather. His father-in-law. I can show you the script, nigga. You ain't show barely nothing, and then you misread it. And then you sat there and tried to convince the audience. I'm almost done. You tried to convince the audience that it didn't say what it said when you go to Kafar. You killed yourself. You got to stop doing that. Get your head out of your own ass. And with that, I rest my plane. You're going to hell. In the words of Gino Jennings, going to hell.
Man. Zion, the real Zion the Lion just hit paradigm shift and laid down the law from the law lion himself. He putting Paradigm Shift TV 314 on notice. Slim Reaper, your favorite apologist, favorite urban apologist, nobody from Trust and Believe the Gospel, Najiti, Chris Harris, the Craigs, everybody that come on Paradigm Shift, Zion the Lion just put you on notice. I'm just saying. So
I will rock with my brother Slim Reaper. If Slim Reaper want to go to war with somebody, holla at your boy. They don't have the smoke or the credentials to F with us.
Hey, MVP and the Slim Reaper going at it in the chat right now. They won't give me my light-skinned Super Bowl I've been trying to make for like 4 years, but they going at it in the chat. So, hey. But Zion, I appreciate you coming on. I'm finna go up here before my wife come down and grab me by my pointy ear. That being said, family, look, we got a channel membership. Whenever I get to 10 members or more, I'm gonna start doing a raffle. You will get a discounted complimentary trip. So sign up for that membership. It's only $4.99, $5. Support your boy. Get in that membership. You will qualify to be in the raffle for a complimentary trip. Thomas White got one. Sakina Ra getting ready to get one. So sign up. You will be able to go anywhere in the continental United States, including Hawaii. I said continental, but we're going to include Hawaii in it.
That's right.
Hawaii is a little bit more expensive, but you still will get a hell of a discount. So mess with your boy. I got that for you. Sign up for that. Add
me back to that chat, man, because I got thrown out, man. I had to snap on somebody earlier today, so they tossed me. But add me back to your chat, man.
I get you back in there.
I'm not gonna hurt nobody's feelings. I promise.
I get you back in there. No doubt. All
right. Much love, y'all. I appreciate you, Chris Harris. And it's all love, man. It's all interjection and back and forth. There's nothing personal. You know what I'm saying? I honor your intellectual skill, and you know what I'm saying, you're good, man. But you ain't the law lion. Let's go, y'all. Love y'all.
You ain't the law lion.
I'll make a pact with you. With the gods as our witnesses. Let us pledge that the winner will allow the loser all the proper funeral rituals.
There are no pacts between lions and men.
We'll be black at it, family. We out.
Peace.